Right guys, I'll just wait a little bit longer for a few more people to join. In the meantime, if you want to put in the comments which pairs you would like me to look at while we're on, see whichever gets the most votes, we'll have a look at that one in a second. We will have a look at, we can have a look at gold, because it is one of the most popular ones that people seem to want to look at, whilst also being one of the most volatile. But here we go. See if my analysis is already on there. Right, I will zoom out to the daily time frame to start off with. Let me know if everyone can see everything okay. It should be fine once I stop dropping the camera. Zoom in a touch. Right, my analysis is already on here, so I will show you what I'm kind of looking at. Anyone who has taken the training course that we offer, you will know all about the Fibonacci and basically how often we use it. We use it for probably 99% of our trades and analysis. So this is the daily. It is in an uptrend in general, if we go back on a longer time frame, all the way back until December 2016. It's been steadily climbing since then. Obviously we all know how volatile it can be. Zoom in a touch. We have had this big shift up. I'll draw the Fibonacci on for you guys just so you can see what's actually going on. This is just trading view. I imagine most of you know what it is and how to use it. But the bottom of the fib goes here. It's around 1207. All the way up to the high, which is roughly 1357. And I will zoom in a touch so you can see the levels. The perfect region in our experience is around here. We like to trade from the 50 to 61.8 retracement for the fib, and that is this area here. I will leave that highlighted just for now. The daily candles basically have just been moving sideways. It's quite standard with gold. It tends to consolidate for quite a while, but the longer the consolidation period, quite often the higher the shift when it decides to break. We have this trend line here to the downside, and again this trend line here, this black one going up, is very strong, I would say. So it's kind of forming a wedge pattern at the moment. It's basically just bouncing in between these two trend lines. Obviously in a couple of days we'll get to this area where it will have to break to the upside or the downside. It doesn't really have a choice. I'll zoom in to the 4-hour time frame so you can see a little bit better. So you would be reasonably happy and think from these areas. 1, 2, 3, 4 high lows. It's basically at that area at the moment. You would expect here a push back up towards the top of this trend line, maybe beyond, but again this wedge is very strong, so if you're going to take any buy positions at the moment, I wouldn't go any higher than maybe 1290 to 1292 take profit level. And again, I would fully expect it to just bounce straight back down. It would take 2 to 3 days worth of candles breaking out of this area to the upside or the downside to confirm any major swing or something dramatic in the news, but we are not expecting that anytime soon. There's not really too much more you can say about gold at the moment. Like you say, it's just moving more sideways than anything else. So we will leave that just for now. Again, it's not my most favourite pair to trade. This candle here on the 4 hour, this one, is just look how volatile it is. It's bouncing up and down. There's nothing really happening in the news. That's just basically how crazy gold can be. And we all know how high the spreads are, so most people tend to avoid trading gold. So we will leave it just for now. What pairs should we look at next? Anyone? Any ideas? I'll give you a couple of minutes to decide which ones you want next. Gold, just been through that. The most popular one is probably gold or Euro USD. USD, JPY, we will do that. I'll do that a little bit towards the end, just because a lot of our current clients are already in this trade and I would like to show them what it's all about. So I will try and wait till a few more of those join. We will look at, we'll go for Euro USD. Where are we at? Right, we will start again from a daily time frame. It's always better to start further out and zoom in to see if the trends match each other. So there's no major pattern on the daily at the moment. This purple level here is what I use to highlight a key area, either resistance, well, normally resistance actually, so I'll leave that on for you. There isn't really very any way that you can place a fib at the moment for Euro USD. Like you say, we take about 90% of our trades using the fib. So on the daily, there's nothing really shouting at the moment. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, and another big rejection there of that 1.18500 area. It has had a push down since then, and if you look back, that's generally what the pattern is once it's hit that level and try to break. So we will zoom in for the 4 hour chart. This is where it becomes a little bit more interesting, and you can see a little bit more why you would want to look at this trade. Again, this here is just a rejection from the key area, and here we have quite a strong trend line. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like maybe 10 rejections of this trend line and a push to the downside. We also have this trend line here, this black one. This is to the upside. Again, it's had more than enough touches of the trend line for it to be relevant. It broke this trend line here to the downside. It is now currently retesting the trend line, which is basically what we class as a perfect trade setup. It looks like to currently be rejecting the 2 moving averages. You can see that there. The blue and the red lines are moving averages, which I use on my charts to analyse. Hopefully this 4 hour candle closes in 39 minutes there. It closes below these 2 moving averages, and I will be happy to let this trade go. As our clients know, we are in Euro USD. Drop the bloody camera again. We are in Euro USD sell, a longer term trade, and basically those are the reasons why. I don't really need to explain any more information on that, to be honest. It's pretty clear, it's pretty self-explanatory. The stop losses are right at the top here, at near 1.18400. It's more than enough room to, again, test this trend line again if it wanted to, but it has tested enough times, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to go up that high again. I'm hoping the push down is going to be in the next, maybe even a few hours today, if not tomorrow. So these little purple areas down here are our take profit levels and key areas. Again, all our clients will know what these are. Any information on signals or free trials or anything like that, I will put all the links in towards the end for anyone who isn't with us already. So, any other pairs you guys would want me to look at, or any other questions just while I'm breaking down there? Put the laptop on charge actually. And yes, the platform is TradingView. Yes, I imagine 99% of forex traders will use TradingView themselves also. Get a few questions a few messages and stuff off people who use the phones and stuff while they're on the go for analysis and send like screenshots of MT4 and MT5 with trend lines and stuff on. I personally would never ever do that. You should always analyse properly on a computer, or at worst an iPad, to be honest. Right. What pairs are we seeing? USD Japani, do you think? USD JPY, we'll have a look. Right, so again, we will start from the daily time frame. This is USD JPY for everybody just joining. Right. We have again this purple area at the top that is quite a lot higher than with the current level that we're at, 11400. Again, just how many rejections we had of that area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 10 rejections of that area, and we've seen a huge push down since then. Again, you see the longer the period of consolidation, generally the bigger the shift, either to the up or the downside. So we had a very, very big shift, and now we're trading at roughly 112,400. So the daily perspective is, we had this trend line here, that's currently still on. You can go a little bit further down with it if you like, or even over there. Zoom in a touch so you can see. We've got 1, almost 2, 3, 4, 5 touches of the trend line. It's saying we personally like to look for 3 minimum to make the trend line valid. And we had a very, very big break here of the trend line, this big red candle. Again, you have a slight retest again, which is pretty much the perfect setup, like I mentioned on the Euro USD. When a pair breaks the trend line, a lot of people jump in there a little bit too soon. We always like to see a retracement of the trend line, reject it once more, and that's when we would enter the sell trade. I'll zoom in on the 4 hour. And again, we have a very, very strong trend line to the downside. That is this black one here. Okay, it's not the most accurate because I have been using it on a smaller time frame, but it's got more than enough touches of the trend line. Again, we've got a fake out there, trying to break high, but we consolidated back again and broke below. We've had 3 different fib movements on the 4 hour chart. We have a current setup here. This is from a high and low, this point here. I'll just highlight it so you can see. This area here, around 113,200. That is our high low. So we have placed the fib on there. Down to the bottom, which is around 111.900. And we've seen a retracement right into our favorite area, which is right there, 50 to 61.8. I hope you guys can see there. This area here, we had 1, 2, 3 big wick rejections in the 50 to 61.8 area. So that should have initiated a sell for us. but at the time we were in a few other trades, so we didn't enter at this particular time. But obviously you can see basically just how valid the Fibonacci is. It has pushed down quite a long way since then. And basically that is why we use it for most of our trades. We've got a strong trend line. We are matching up with the Fibonacci. Rejected again and still staying below the 50. This candle here is a little bit indecisive. We would hope for a stronger close further down. So it's basically just a bit like a spinning top at the moment. We would like to see that close a little bit further below the 4 hour to continue this momentum down. But again, we've got low high, high low, low high, high low. So you would expect at least this area here to be broken, which is 111.900. I wouldn't even say it's long term, to be honest. Again, I would expect that definitely by the end of the week, and possibly even lower by Friday. It's just 111.679 is the overall target for now, and then we will see how it reacts from there. So, any other pairs you guys want me to look at while we're here? USD is quite a popular one. Alex Pradham, not sure if you've previously commented, mate. Just send me a DM or a WhatsApp if you have any questions. Again, I can't quite read through all the comments while I'm doing this. We can do AUD USD if you like. Seems to be a popular one. So I haven't got it loaded up, I don't think. Why not? Right. We've got. This is quite a strange one, actually. I mean, it's one we've been kind of keeping an eye on. Our previous clients will hopefully remember when we had this as a signal. It was a big sell for us. This is the 4 hour chart, which I sent to all of our clients. We had this area here, these 1, 2, 3 points. This is the 4 hour chart, and basically this formed the head and shoulders pattern, which is it's not something that you can generally teach, I suppose. It's quite self-explanatory, really. Once you kind of know what it is and when to look for it and what it looks like, it's very, very easy to spot. It's basically a head. That's the head there. That's the left shoulder. That's the right shoulder. When this happens, what you want to do is look for the neckline. Again, you just imagine a head like a human head. It's very self-explanatory, to be honest. The neckline was here, this purple area, because it was a support level. Again, it's basically just the bottom of the head and shoulders pattern. So when we broke this level, which is around here, around this area there, we also broke our trend line. We broke there, again, retested, just like we like to do, pretty much perfect. And then we broke to the downside very, very dramatically. We had a very, very big swing, all the way down there, that big red candle. Again, a bit of consolidation to the side, and we kept on breaking down to the downside. So that was basically a perfect setup for a head and shoulders pattern, which we managed to spot. All of these purple lines here that you can see are support or resistance levels. They are very, very important. Again, if you've taken part in the training program, or you're in the discussion group, or just a general trader, you will know what support and resistance lines are, and they're very, very important. This here, the yellow box, was just basically an area of consolidation where we were moving sideways. Wasn't really going up, wasn't going down. It was happening for a few days. We had a break of it here, as you can see. Now it's almost retesting again. I would look at this trend line here. I'll just highlight it so you guys can see. This one to the downside. We're basically up towards that area at the moment, kind of retesting it. That's about as close as you might get to a trend line. I would be happy with that. And I personally think that will be a rejection of the trend line. This area here. Anywhere around that area there is basically what I think is going to be the rejection for further downside for AUD USD. I hope everyone can see that. It's pretty clear. The trend line again, you just move that further down. It's very valid. Just keep that roughly the same area. This candle here again, the next 4-hour close is very important. If we see this candle hold below this purple support area, I would expect another push down towards 0.75400. Basically just these two lows here, which have now formed a resistance area. Yes, this is AUD USD. Zoom out a touch. Again, this trend line is very strong. It's bouncing off, going down again, bouncing, going down again. A little fake out to try and break to the upside, which isn't going to happen. And the momentum in general is very bearish on AUD USD. Bearish, just for anyone who doesn't know, means it's in a downtrend, so we're looking for it to go lower. We'll could probably get a fib on this. Actually, you might as well try and do it while we're live. So I haven't actually tried this out up to now, but I think it probably will be valid. So we've got, that's probably the nearest high and low point we would want to look at. So you put the fib on there, the top, down to the lows, and I'll zoom in for you guys. Our favourite area, I'll move this rectangle so you can see. The 50 to 61.8 is right there. Luckily for us, the 50 to 61.8 fib area lines up perfectly with our trend line. Also our support level, which has been drawn on weeks in advance. So that's basically 4 different confluences that you would want to enter a trade. I literally couldn't think of anything more that you would want in this particular trade to suggest any other direction other than to the downside. So I will just leave this to run for maybe another, before our candle closes in 25 minutes. It's looking like it will close below the support area. I will probably leave it about another 2 hours after that maybe, and I think it probably will start its momentum to the downside, and I will be looking to get into a short position. I can put that on again. This is all on TradingView. It's very easy for anyone who's wondering what I'm using. I would go basically from around, entry would be for me about 0.75 750. You would have your stop loss would have to go above the trend line again, just in case it tries to bounce off it once again. So I would personally put it up a little bit higher towards 0.76200. I would have stop losses roughly at. I'll zoom out a touch and just go further down to our support levels. Take profit level would obviously have to break this area at 0.75400. I would go to at least 0.75050, maybe 0.7500. I mean, you can set a sell stop if you like it and just wait. Like say, if you're a client of ours, then I will be putting this signal in the broadcast list if it does play out. This is basically one of the ones that you do wait a day or two for. The amount of confluences on this one to make it valid for a sell trade are just overwhelming, and I will be very surprised if it did manage to break above this trend line and continue to the upside. There's not much more news expected for Australia but there is actually a bit of news later today in the US, so I'm maybe waiting until that news has been released to see where we're headed after that. Right, guys, I'm just catching up. Right, it is £50 a month to get the signals if you already have a broker. It's free for the first 30 days if you use our broker. Again, I'll put all the free trials, links and everything in here when I'm done. You get normally between 1 and 4 Forex signals a day, depending on what type of signals they are. Some can last a few days and some can last a few hours. It just basically depends on the markets. There's no way you can predict the amount of time a trade will take. No one's that good at analysing. I'm just having a bit of a look over the trades that we are currently in. Again, if you guys have a different currency pair you would like me to look at in the meantime, I will just having a quick look over the current trade setups. Gold, just off what we analysed earlier on, it's pretty much sitting at the same level. It's not really doing too much. 1282. Probably not a bad entry, to be honest, if you're thinking about looking for a long position on gold. But like I say, I wouldn't really give it as a signal as such, because not many people tend to trade gold, so it's not something that we generally send out to our clients. Where am I going with the news? We do have high impact news. Yellen speaks at the Stern Business School at 11 PM UK time. So that might be a bit of a catalyst to get the markets moving, because it has been quite a slow week so far. There's not a lot of movement anywhere, to be honest, in the markets. Bitcoin, outrageous. Talk for a different time, I suppose. That just keeps rising. 8,300 is just absolutely ridiculous. It just will not stop. Right, what currency pair do you want me to look at, guys, or do you want just to ask questions? It's basically entirely up to you. If someone wouldn't mind putting the link in for our Forex signals, that would be great. And yes, this video will be saved, and I think it just posted on our story. It's the first time we did it for a while. The live, I'm pretty sure it just goes on our story after, but yes, we will save it. How old am I? I'm 28. Yes. Last week was a bit of I certainly wouldn't say a freak week, but I think it was up there with the best weeks we've had for ourselves and our clients. We made well over 300 pips in profit last week. On average, I think I averaged it out again. I checked the other day after last week's profits. I think the average profit in pips that we make a week is, I think it's went up to about 220 roughly. No, I wouldn't advise being in AUD, USD right now, to be honest. Like I said, you can watch this video back on our entry point. It's showing all the right signs, but I wouldn't jump in quite yet, to be honest, no. I'd wait for, this candle closes in like 20 minutes time. If it's still dropping, so it's basically showing everything that you would want to enter a short. You can just enter a short trade if you like. I mean, it's entirely up to you, but I personally wouldn't. I would wait for extra confirmation. Basically the next forward candle should start red, pretty confident it will, and I think it'll just start melting from there, to be honest. USD CAD. Alright, this is a bit of a funny one. I may as well go over the daily time frame, so you know why I've got the fib on there. It is, obviously, just looking at this, I mean, I hope you could all kind of see the general direction of this. It's had a big swing up, slight retrace there, big swing up again, a slight retrace there. So what we've done is put our fib on the daily. We've started from here, which is the high and low. The fib goes up to the highs, new high highs. And if you look here, I'll get our little rectangle out so you can see again. Our favourite area to trade from, the 50 to 61.8 retracement level. Again, it's roughly around 126,500. That's also a pretty key level. I'll leave that on just for now. USD CAD traced to that level, and then obviously since then it's went up quite a lot. Obviously on the daily time frame doesn't look like much, but that has went up quite a lot in the meantime. This yellow box is support and resistance level. I'll show you why. Zoom in onto the 4-hour level, sorry, the 4-hour chart. We've previously had rejections here. The wicks have popped up into this area. Another wick there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's about 10 candles that have popped up into this area. And to be honest, I was thinking about entering here for USD CAD for a sell, because obviously we've got this trend line to the upside. We had another big rejection of that area with this candle here. I'll zoom in. This green candle here with the huge wick and the very, very tiny bottom, that would be our trigger basically to get in the trade. Analysing candles is a little bit too complicated to get into just at the moment, but anyone with a little bit of experience would know that this candle would be perfect for a short setup. We had a big push down from that area, but it's kind of bouncing back up at the moment, so that for me will be, it looks like a bit of a fake out of this trend line. So I would wait for, it's like I say, it's broke the trend line. I would wait for a retest and another push down again before entering into a sell trade. But then if you zoom out on the daily, which we have, and we've bounced up from our 50 to 61.8 on the daily area, it looks as if it's a buy. So hence basically indecision on this pair. The daily points to a buy and a long. You would want to break this level here, the previous highs of 12,900 on an overall buy trade. So basically like an intraday trader would have entered somewhere around here and would just be letting this run. Obviously it's went up quite a lot, it's shifted down quite a lot. An intraday trader would just let that run and just be confident that it will pass this level of 12,900. When you get into the 4-hour, which normally you would like those two, the daily and the 4-hour, to complement each other and show the same pattern or the same direction, but obviously at this time it's not. So I'll just leave USD CAD for now. To be honest, I won't mess with that one just for now. I'd rather wait for a more clear sign. So any more currency pairs you guys would like me to do? I'll maybe do one more if you like. We have done gold, Euro USD, USD JPY, which I think is probably enough just for now. We will go live again in roughly about an hour's time, just to catch a few of our clients who are on different time scales around the world, etc., just so they can ask a few questions. What are we saying? Euro NZD, Euro AUD, are we going to hit? Euro AUD deal, have a quick look at that one. I haven't looked at it in a while actually. This is our signal that we sent out to clients. Again, just a very quick one. This area at the top, the yellow, is a clear a resistance level. It's rejected quite a few times, and this candle here with the red wick was the trigger for us to enter. It has pushed down since then, and if you zoom in a touch, we can see this area here, the red and green. This is the moving averages. These have just crossed over about 4 hours ago to the downside, so we've got the red over the blue. That would be more confluence for us to stick with this sell trade. Normally when you get the moving averages crossing over, you do get quite a big shift, which again, that was this candle here. Nothing really much to say about this. It's moving very steadily, I suppose. If you want to have a closer look, that area there, because of the wicks, this area, rejected, so that would be a support level there. It's broken again. It looks like it's retesting currently. I would like to see a bit of a reaction from 1.500, roughly around there. This is Euro EUD, guys, just so everyone knows. I would like to see a reaction from here. Basically, I would like to see a rejection from this area and another push down. The sky's the limit for this one, to be honest. Like I say, our clients have our current take profit levels, etc. Obviously, these are the purple lines on our charts, but I do see this one break quite a lot lower, to be honest, in general. There's not too much resistance in the market. And once this pair does start to move, it will move quite a lot. It doesn't normally consolidate for very long. So even, you could probably even, just while we're here, you could probably even set this up as a 4-hour head and shoulders. You can see you've got this one here, which is the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and this yellow line I've just put on is the neckline. So as you guys know from our AUD USD level, once this area is broken, this basically will just melt. It will just melt like crazy. I would fully expect it to shift all the way down to this area here very quickly. And I do fully expect it to go quite a lot lower. Again, I will update our clients on new take profit levels, etc. once it gets moving. But I think if those guys who aren't our clients, I think someone put the link in earlier on to get the signals from us. But again, this video will be available on our story for you guys to save. This is EUR EUD. You can use this setup for yourselves. The take profit level, stop loss, and everything is on there. This is probably the strongest confluence apart from AUD USD that I would advise. If you guys want to get a free signal, or however you want to call it, or just some free analysis basically, and then obviously I expect when you guys make enough profit from it, which I imagine will be the next few days, you come and sign up as one of our clients. I'll have a quick look over the ones that we're currently in. I am waiting on an entry for NZD USD, GBP USD also. Gold, again, not really moving. I'm personally in a gold buy with a stop loss of around 1270. It's probably why I don't advise other people trading it, because that is quite a big stop loss. People can tend to blow their accounts when trying to trade on gold. So I would just basically just watch that one if I was you guys, unless you've got like a mid to high stake account. I would leave gold alone just for now. AUD USD is doing what we expected. we've only got 9 minutes till that candle closes. Like I say, guys, that could be our trigger to enter. So I'll basically just get that ready, to be honest. Because I have analysed this in the live. I mean, all of our clients aren't in this session, but if this does play out and it does trigger the entry for me and ourselves and our clients, I will send the exact take profit levels, etc. onto our Instagram story. So just keep an eye for that, basically either tonight or possibly tomorrow on AUD USD. I think it's looking pretty good for an entry, so I will give you guys the full details if and when it materialises. One quick look just before we go, basically. Euro USD is not moving. Euro AUD, it's a little rejection there. 8 minutes till the candle closes, so I fully expect the next candle open up in red and start moving down on that one. Yes, we sometimes send chart analysis with our signals, depending on the type of trade, etc. Signals are £50 a month if you want to join and use your own broker. If you want to have a look into our free trial and use our broker, just click the link in my bio. Go onto the link, which is for our free trial. Just enter your email and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. Where are we here? Where are we? One quick last one just before we go. This is GBP USD. This is the 4-hour chart. So I'll zoom in just a tad. We have here, like you see, this black trend line. As you can see, it's very, very important, and it looks to be very, very strong just at the moment. We've had more than enough touches of the trend line to show that it's valid. We have a 4-hour fib set up, and the favoured area is this yellow rectangle, 50 to 61.8. I'll just move the fib just a tad. It entered that area and rejected just a touch, and has been moving up since. It is now currently retesting this black trend line. The moving averages, the red and the blue, are still to the upside. You can see this because the blue is above the red line. That's basically what indicates move to the upside. I would expect another reaction from this trend line. I would expect a push again back to the upside. Once we get a break of this area, which is 1.32600, that is when I will look at entering into a buy trade. And the level I'll be looking to achieve, first of all, is 1.33300. It is a very, very good trade setup. The risk to reward is 1 to 1.49, which is more than enough. I would have stop losses around 132.150. And again, be more than confident of that one. GBP USD is in a big uptrend at the moment. All the confidence levels point to a buy and an uptrade. So I will be keeping an eye on that one for our clients. I know a few of you guys are still in from last week in a buy from around this area, 1.32150. Again, it's totally up to you whether you're a kind of a short trader or whether you adjust as the trades go, or whether you're like a day trader. Like I say, I would be quite happy to stick with the GBP USD long if you guys are in that. So I will leave it for now, guys. Like I say, this video will be saved and put on our story. Any questions, fire them over via DM, or if you're a client of ours, obviously you've got our WhatsApp. Free trial link is in our bio. And the link has been put in here in the chat a few times just to buy our signals in general. I may be going live again in around an hour's time, but I will see what interest we get from our current clients. And any questions, feel free to ask, guys. Thank you.